Yeah, as usual, I'll pause at stages for you to chuck any questions in. And as usual, I am not going to get myself all hung up with dimensions or sizes or anything else. The object, as usual with me, is to try and show you how to use tools or how to attack a problem rather than actually design something that's to size. Doing it to size and scale is down to you. I'm not wasting time doing it. So I'm going to look at revolve and sweep and a few other little things that some of you may know, some of you may not know, and we'll go from there. So let me just get the screen up and sharing. Okay, you should see there a water crane. Okay, so what I want to look at today is doing some work with revolve and the sweep tool, and also how you draw on curves. And we'll have a quick look, which I touched on last time, is importing something. The chain that you see there was imported. I'm not suggesting for 1 minute that I would print that, because if I was doing that, which I have done, I use small chain that you can buy in the hobby shop for use on model boats and so forth. I'm going to show how to import it just so that we know how we can get other things going. So the first thing I'm going to look at is the column, and then I'll stop for questions. Then we'll look at the arm, and we'll have a more question thing, and then we'll have a look at a few bits and pieces here, okay? So let's go into that one there. Now, to get the arm, or the pillar, what you do need to do on some paper, and what I do first of all, is sketch out some of your dimensions, the sort of diameter of the pillar at various points, the height of the pillar at various points, and make a note of those on paper. And the way I do it then is to transpose those into boxes. So you can see the bottom part, the pillar, the middle part, and the top part, and the base. And I'm a great believer in drawing once, as it were. So what we do, we go into this sketch. Let me just bring up that sketch so you can see it, and there's our initial box, as it were. Again, I think I like to believe in adding and subtracting rather than actually drawing stuff in detail in that stuff sense. And you can see there I've created my column by adding a series of boxes. So what I'm going to do now is finish that sketch a moment, and we'll open up the next one now. So you can see now that's the first sketch that we've done. It's the same sketch, but I pre-prepared them, as it were. So on this sketch now we add the detail. So the sort of detail we're adding is, you can see that's where the box, so we're adding the curves, we're adding the bits that stick out. If I flick back to that one here, you can see we're adding these little detail pieces now. And they're quite simply added by adding a circle. So I'll just add an extra circle. We do the circle, click where we want it, and we'll make it 1 millimeter, and that's another one added. And so you go on, and if you're doing curves, as you know, you just hit the fillet command, hit the 2 lines in question, and put a fillet in. So you end up then with a sketch with all your information in. And this is the top that causes the bulb bit, which we see on the top here, okay? And when we get to that stage, we then have to tidy it up. So I'll finish that sketch and I'll go to the tidy up sketch so you can see that one, which is hopefully, where's it gone? Tidy, that one there. So you can see now I've tidied it. So quite easy to tidy, because if I'll just go back to that one a moment, is that in that one now, what I'm trying to create is a half profile of what I'm building. So having drawn all this, I need to get rid of the rubbish. So with the scissors, I purely take away all the bits I don't want. Not forgetting any lines here. Sometimes you might have to click twice. and that one there, for example. So what you then end up with after that sketch is one that looks like this. Totally cleaned up, a nice template. When you get to that stage, then it is quite straightforward to highlight it. Use the revolve tool, which is that one. Choose an axis, and the axis we want is the up-down axis there, and we click on it and we have our finished pillar. That's how we get the pillar, and then I'll stop for questions.
Just one thing there, Russ, on the top, it like you didn't click on something. Is that because you haven't deleted a line or something?
Wait, where now, John? You mean this little bit?
At the top, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, that's because that line, that's now two sketches. So I can either go back into the sketch and delete that little line in there, or I can simply just click on that one, hit the revolve tool, and pop it in like that. If I go back to, let's bring the sketch up again a minute so we can see where am I with the sketches. Any sketch with the lines in, if the lines are in there, then it treats it as a separate part. So by taking all the lines out, if I go back to that one again, it was that one there, wasn't it? Let's just put a line. Now if I put a line in there as well, for example, what it does, it treats this one. You can see there, look, that's one profile, that's another profile, and the bottom one then is another profile. So I could click on them individually and revolve them as individuals, or because to do it in one go, then if you remove all these bits and pieces, so really then the idea is that when you get to that stage, if you can then move and click on it and the whole thing goes grey, you know you've got one continuous profile. If you end up with 2 or 3, it doesn't matter, you just got to revolve the individual bits. So it's no big deal either way. But of course it's better this way when you come to edit it.